Tandaan ha, yung assets natin, dalawa lang ang kinukunan ng pera, pambili ng assets. Pera ng iba at pera natin. And when I ask participants in training program, gusto nyo bang masabi na 85% ng assets nyo galing sa utang? Siyempre,
Ah,
sasabihin nila, ayaw nila.
ayaw. Ayoko na.
Ampaw na ampaw yan. Doon pa lang, 85% lang yun. And yet, how many people start their businesses with 100% debt?
Hey! This is Kuya Jay, and welcome to the latest episode of Pera and Purpose Podcast, a show about money and meaning. My aim is for you to use money as a tool to live a meaningful life. So, welcome sa ating bagong episode, and alam ko medyo matagal tayo nag-season break. It's the first season break na ginawa ko ever, and I want to make sure na yung next episode natin is very valuable para sa ating lahat. And alam naman nating lahat na ang daming mga Pilipino ang lubog sa utang. At karamihan sa kanila is attached kay Badette. Wait lang, sino ba si Badette? Okay, what I'm talking about is yung bad debts na meron tayo na dinadala or majority of the Filipinos are holding on or paano ba? Or attached na or could not live without. So, in this special episode, we'll be talking about how to eliminate bad debts for good. And syempre, dinala natin dito ang expert sa pag-handle or who has been tackling debts and personal finance issues for more than 15 years now. He's been in the industry for 30 years and he is the chairman of Personal Finance Advisors, which is the first fee-only financial advisory company that provides end-to-end solutions in financial planning to both individuals and corporations. He is a registered financial planner and my one and only mentor. Help me welcome Coach Efren Llamas Cruz. Hello, Coach! Kumusta?
Hello. Gusto po sa inyo lahat yan sa Middle East, sa UAE in particular.
I want to start our conversation with this wonderful question. I want to ask why. Why are there so many Filipinos who drown in debt?
Simple lang yan because they don't look at yung beyond the idea
Mm-hmm.
of getting debt and using it for a business o kaya for spending lang. May parang instant solution kasi ang debt eh. Money is there already. So pwede ba na i-deploy? Without really thinking, ano yung implications sa cost? And another thing, not just the interest rate, pati yung cash flow kasi babayaran may utang. So that's why yung mga taong gustong umutang, debt in itself is not bad. Marami po. In fact, you look at companies listed on the exchange, mga companies na kahit hindi listed, gumagamit ng utang yan. But the reason why gumagamit sila ng utang kasi they don't have enough resources to achieve their goal, their long-term goal, which is to grow their businesses further. Okay. Kasi may mga future pababayaran din naman sila. They have to go to increase their market share because they also want to increase the income of the company, the shareholders, as well as the employees. No? So, kapag bumili ka lang and very short term, isipin mo lang, utang ako kasi gusto ko magtayo ng negosyo. Have you even thought, ano ba yung kikitain ng negosyo na yun? Kakayanin ba niyang bayaran yung utang at yung interest? The same with the person. Yung person kasi, yung finances niya, parang sa korporasyon din yan eh. So kung uutang ka, gagamitin mo ba yung pangdagdag na invest para kumita ka lalo in the future? Or pangkukonsumo mo lang? Obviously, pagkakonsumo mo lang, wala, ano yun? Walang idudulot yun para sa kinabukasan mo. Flash mo sa toilet yung binili mo after. No? Pero, even if you use it for buying assets, unang-una, yung asset ba kumikita? Baka bumili ka lang ng pangatlo, pang-apat na kotse mo dahil sa utang. Or nag-invest ka, nagtayo ka ng negosyo. Oo nga. Pero, and I ask this so many times sa mga participants Tandaan ha, yung assets natin, dalawa lang ang kinukunan ng pera, pambili ng assets. Pera ng iba at pera natin. And when I ask participants in training program, gusto nyo bang masabi na 85% ng assets nyo galing sa utang? Siyempre, sasabihin nila, ayaw nila.
Ayoko na.
Ampaw na ampaw yan. doon pa lang 85% lang yun. And yet, how many people
Uh-huh.
start their businesses with 100% debt?
Oh my God.
Di ba?
Oo
Other
nga eh.
people's money. And yet, ayaw nila, in theory, ayaw nila, yung assets nila, lahat galing sa utang. But they will borrow everything to set up the business. Why?
Why nga?
Eh,
Oo nga eh.
yung utang, babayaran mo kaagad yung interest. Kundi
Mhm.
man, pati principal. Negosyo mo, aahon pa lang eh. Ahon pa lang.
Mm.
In a study I've seen, which is in the US, pero applicable sa Pilipinas because I've seen it happen with so many other companies. It takes roughly 4 years for a business to really fly. In the first 4 years, medyo gumagapang pa yan. Finding its way, finding its niche, bago siya kumita ng maganda-ganda. Imagine mo nung time na yon, kailangan mong magbayad na ng utang kung utang lang ginamit mo. Lalo kang malulubog, no? Eh,
Grabe.
You were mentioning before we came online na
Uh-huh.
marami din tayo ng mga restaurant, for example, before the
Yeah.
pandemic. Tapos, ah, inutang lang,
Yeah.
crowdsourcing,
Yeah. Yeah.
crowdfunding. And then, ngayon, namomroblema sa mga investor.
Mhm.
Even if investor yon, kung, parang ano rin yun eh, parang hindi mo sariling pera. You're
Yes.
now liable to other people. Sure, ginamit mo equity, hindi utang. Pero you're liable to them as well. Hindi lang ikaw. Buti sana
Mhm.
kung ikaw lang yun. Sampalin mo sarili mo rin, okay ka na. Hindi eh. Ibang tao na yun eh. Okay. So, kailangan talaga pag-isipan paano,
Mm.
paano makakabayad ulit sa utang. No? One thing though, ang utang, pag tama mong ginamit siya,
Uh-huh.
can increase your
Net worth.
hawak sa silya ha,
Ayan.
can increase your return on equity. Mas talo kang
Ah.
kikita. Bakit? Simple. Kasi yung kita mo, yung basehan ng kita mo, mas
Mhm.
maliit na. Yung equity mong ginamit, mas maliit. Gumamit ka ng pera ng iba eh.
Mhm.
Simple lang yan. Pero kailangan yung kita mo ay sobra pa sa babayaran mo interest at cash flow
Yeah.
pambayad
Yeah.
ng iba.
So
Yun lang.
kailangan talaga well-planned ang pagkuha ng utang or pag-borrow ng pera kasi that is definitely a tool that you can use to grow your, like what you said, your net worth or yung return equity, or it can be used against you if hindi mo siya magamit ng tama. Now, what you were talking about mainly is on the business side. But what about, coach, yung I think marami rin kasi nalubog sa utang because let's say ngayon, pandemic on the medical side, is it also one of the reasons because nalubog sa utang because hindi napaghandaan or walang sumalo nung risk nila, yung downside ng finances nila? Like, let's
Well,
say,
ganito
through
yan.
insurances?
Mahirap sisihin yung mga yan. Kasi
Mm,
hindi na naman natin na foresee ito. Nobody
yeah.
foresaw na
Mhm,
ganito kahaba ito, na
mhm,
maraming
mhm.
mahihirapan ng gusto. But if you were planning religiously,
Uh-huh.
baka nakakuha ka ng kahit papaano ng insurance,
Yeah.
ng health insurance, ng life insurance,
Mhm,
na maaaring nakatulong siya, pati nga burial, yung mga pre-need plan na burial assistance,
mhm.
yung mga viewing and all of that, baka natulungan ka.
Ah,
So,
okay.
and this is where yung gasgas na kasabihan ay kailangan nating ulit-ulitin.
Mhm.
People don't plan to fail. They just fail to plan.
Yeah, exactly. And it all boils down talaga nun yung sagot lang dun sa isang tanong na yun is always about failure to plan or not being able to plan wisely. And
Yeah.
that's the reason bakit maraming nalulubog sa utang. Now, eto coach, maraming confused dito. Sometimes ako rin nalilito ako sa mga gantong scenario. Gusto ko malaman if this is good debt or bad debt. Okay, I'll give you some scenarios and tell me if these are good debts. Okay, ready ka na ba, coach?
Sige,
Ayan,
lightning
okay.
round na 'to, lightning round.
Oo, parang ano 'to, wala namang ano 'to, at lights on or lights off. So eto 'yun, applying for a personal loan to expand your business, good debt or bad debt?
Okay, I will qualify that. Kasi puwedeng good debt 'yan. Ang personal loan kasi I'm talking about the Philippines,
Yes.
Okay.
Personal loan 'to,
Sa Philippines, mahal ang
Yes.
interest sa personal loan.
Mhm.
So if you're gonna use it for a business, ang interest rate ngayon kinap ni BSP 24%
Oh,
naman. Yun ang kita ng mga negosyo 24% eh.
ang laki,
So,
ang
medyo
taas.
talo ka.
Oo
But
nga.
if you have collateral to offer,
uh
ang interest rate can be as low as 11 or maybe 10, no? Kapag may
Mm.
collateral kang offer. So, it's bad debt if masyado mataas ang interest. It's good debt if mababa interest and your revenues, expected revenues and cash flow can pay for that debt when it is due.
Okay. So tandaan natin yun, guys. Eto, coach, using credit card to sell stuff online.
Okay. Ganon din yun. Credit card is like
Mm.
personal loan. 24% ang interest yan right now. Kaya
Ah,
mo ba yun?
okay.
Na,
Ito.
kung mabilis ang turnover kung
Ah,
mabilis ang turnover, pwedeng nabayaran ka na bago mo babayar credit card. Sige.
okay.
Pero pag hindi, ay mahirapan.
So depende talaga dapat i-ano mo na siya, no? I-run mo na siya sa business plan mo kung paano mo siya i-expect at least.
Yes.
Oo.
Yes.
Okay. So ganun na. Be very careful with that, guys. Eto, coach, borrowing money to fund a wedding. Ayan. So alam natin na napakahalaga ng kasal. And if hindi pa ready talaga, then pwede naman humiram eh. Do you think it's good debt or bad debt?
Nah, I wouldn't start my marriage on the wrong foot.
Hmm.
So, hingan ko na ng advice yung mga ninong or of course plan ahead.
Yes. Okay.
Kasi
Tama.
here's the thing, no, may anak na ako ikakasal next year, ano.
Mhm.
Sinasabi ko sa kanya, it doesn't have to be a big wedding.
Mm.
Kasi tayo mga Pilipino gusto natin maganda kasi not because gusto mo magyabang because
Mhm.
tatampo 'pag hindi ko inimbita 'to, hindi ko inimbita
Oo nga.
yun, magtatampo. Imagine niyo na nung panahon ko or panahon ng
But
magulang ko,
okay.
okey lang imbitahin lahat kasi kokonti lang sila, eh.
Oo nga.
Ngayon yung mga dumami parang multi-level, dumami ang dumami, imbitahin mo ba lahat yun? So,
Naging
'wag na.
MLM. Oo nga, hindi puwedeng
Oo,
lahat 'no,
naging
yun
MLM
talaga.
yung pamilya mo naging MLM na, eh. So,
Power.
limit mo lang.
Okay.
Simple simple ano lang, simple wedding is fine.
Oo nga
And
kasi
they will understand.
oo nga I think then it's an expression of love to the other person kasi nga sabihin nila, once ka lang naman ikakasal sa buong buhay mo so gandahan na natin. Pero again, yun nga like what you said coach 'no, don't start with the wrong foot especially sa marriage kasi mahirap na that it will snowball eventually, 'di ba? Ang hirap 'pag nag-start kayo na lubog sa utang. So maraming stress na kaakibat niyan.
Mag-aaway lang kayo. Prepare for the marriage, not the wedding.
Yun ang ganda nung quotable quote na yun, coach. Ito, isang tanong na 'to. Um, using credit card to enroll in an online course or academic study na mag-i-improve ng sarili nilang skill set or business.
Again, I go back to the interest rate, mataas ang credit card. If you
Hmm.
can pay that credit card right away, temporary cash shortage ka lang,
Hmm.
then go ahead. Sige, credit card mo. But do remember that sometimes it's cheaper to pay cash. So
Yeah.
pwede mong pag-ipunan na lang, no? Pero kung hindi mo kayang bayaran, talagang tingin mo kailangan mo, make sure. It's just like a business. Make sure
Mhm.
yung payoff sa'yo nung added education na yun, maybe through ma-promote ka kaagad or whatever, ma-certify ka as this, mababawi mo kaagad yung utang. And by the way, if I
Okay.
can go back to kanina
Sige,
one
coach.
tip I have for those who are inviting sa wedding,
Mhm.
ginagawa naman ito sabihin mo na lang, we have reserved 2 seats for you.
Okay.
Alam na nila, hindi na magsasama ng apo yung na may yaya pang
Oh,
kasama.
thank you
We
sa
have
tip.
reserved 2 seats. It's a nice way of saying, limitado tayo ha.
Ang ganda nun, tatandaan ko yun. Tatandaan ko yun,
Oy,
coach.
kakasal ka na eh.
Kaya nga eh. Buti talaga in-interview kita ngayon. At ikaw daw yung isa sa mga ninong kayo ni Miss Vicky. Ayan. In advance ng invitation, no. Eto coach, paano pala follow up dun sa question na yun, no, yung mga nag-a-apply ng online courses through credit card. What if sabihin nila, 6 months to 1 year naman na 0% interest eh. So, okay lang naman siguro yun, right?
Pag sinabing 0% interest, ano yung sinasabi natin diyan? Yung katagang sasabihin natin, sabihin mo, ikaw funny ka, ULOL. Yan ang sasabihin niya. Naman, wala naman papautang na 0% interest. Ask kung merong cash price na lower than the 0% price. Kasi
Mm.
matatanggap nila yung pera kagad eh.
Mm.
So, yun naman talaga yung gusto nila, yung cash eh.
Yeah.
If you're gonna pay later, sige kita interest. But I will make it appear that the SRP is the cash price.
Mhm.
Kaya huwag kayong masyadong kagad maniwala doon, ha?
Yeah, totoo yun. Eto isang scenario na nangyari sa isang kakilala ko dito. Nag-cash advance siya sa kanyang credit card and then nag-invest siya sa crypto or Bitcoin to be very specific. Ano ba? Good debt, bad debt. Investment naman, coach. Oh, crypto is ano ngayon?
Okay, marami tayong makakaaway diyan, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. Yung mga cryptocurrencies ngayon, they may be backed by a very good technology, blockchain technology,
Aha.
no? But right now, uh, wala pa talaga siyang value.
Mhm.
Wala siyang inherent value.
Mhm.
It's all speculation.
Mhm.
But what you're doing is you're borrowing something that's very definite.
Hmm.
Utang na may interest, may term na babayaran, and all of that stuff. Versus putting it in something na hindi mo alam kung ano mangyayari.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Please remember, nobody invests money that he can afford to lose.
Hmm.
Sabi na iba kasi, ilalagay mo sa crypto yung perang kaya mong mawala. Naman, the brain doesn't want to lose, period. You cannot, there's no such thing as money you can afford to lose.
Yeah.
Wala yun. Okay. Or at least money it's okay for you to lose.
Tsaka
So,
nag-invest ka
walang
pa kung
ganun.
mawawala din, right?
Oo. Tapos inutang mo pa, talaga hindi mo
Oo.
pwedeng mawala yun.
Oo nga.
So, wait until, why not just buy the traditional ones, no? But
Mhm.
even then, I would not recommend na umutang ka. Na hindi lang credit card yan, and I will extend that.
Yeah.
Marami nag-o-offer ng margin trading.
Okay. Yeah.
Yung papautangin ka para doble o triple yung position mo. Foreign exchange, ganun yun.
Mhm. Mhm.
Pero because foreign exchange happens so fast, kaya mabilis. Parang crypto. Matulog ka lang, pag-isip mo, iba na presyo. Yung collateral mo doon sa nagpautang, baka biglang nawala.
Aha.
Hihingan ka ngayon ng kwan, ng dagdag na collateral. Kung hindi ka makapag-put up, ibebenta nila yan, malulugi ka. So,
Naku.
paano na yun?
Kaya nga eh, and maraming gumagamit ng tinatawag na ng leverage sa ganyan, 'di ba? And unfortunately, pag hindi nila napag-aralan, mas lalo silang nalulubog sa utang. And yun nga, yung sunod ko sanang tanong is borrowing money to trade. Ito trading in stock market, forex or commodity. So, is it the same with a bad debt na sagot?
Uh, I would say from a person's very conservative, yes.
Mhm.
I've been there before.
Mhm.
Yes, it's not good. In fact, I would only invest money that is really meant for investing.
Hmm.
And if I could, maybe trade a little bit, but not entirely.
Okay.
Kasi hindi kaya ng puso ko yun eh. Now,
Okay.
some funds are created that way. Some people are created that way. Nasa sa inyo yun. But
Okay.
for most investors talagang no.
Hindi talaga, right? Oo, kasi again, maganda sinabi mo kanina coach, no? Yung babayaran mo interest is confirmed na, meron na talagang definite na timeline kailan mo siya babayaran. Pero yung returns mo sa pagpapasukan mo ng pera is totally indefinite and sometimes or most of the time speculative. So talagang you're not on the good side of the 'di ba?
That's enough for crypto. Now, if you're talking
Ah.
about borrowing, let's say, mababa naman interest, borrowing for
Ah.
investment in stocks, pwede mo naman, like say, San Miguel or Ayala,
Aha.
pwede ka naman mag-project ng earnings niyan. May dividends
Mm.
din yan. Hindi
Okay.
naman guaranteed, no? Pero, you can at least with some certainty say, yung kikitain ko naman mas mataas sa interest ko
Mhm.
with these kinds of investments. But with
Mhm.
with crypto, which is highly speculative,
Mhm.
mahirap talaga.
Okay, mahirap. So don't go for those.
Ah,
Eto,
magsalita lang isa tsaka sa crypto magsalita lang isang expert, bagsak na.
oo nga.
Butatag, 'di ba?
Ang daming ang daming mga naging expert and biglang mga naging ano ba, basta ayoko na magsalita. So yan. Eto, getting a home loan for a family home renovation. Yung primary home, i-renovate natin, kuha tayo ng home loan. Either sa pag-ibig or kung kanino man tayo hihiram.
Well, er hindi naman problema 'yun,
Mm.
kasi talagang ang bahay malaki, eh. And
Mm.
we don't, as I said, we don't command all of the resources in the world, 'no?
Mhm.
Even if magre-renovate ka lang ng bahay, so you need to
Mhm.
borrow. Now, wag lang sana masyadong maarte yung renovation.
Okay.
And remember, the bank will always, require collateral from you. That they
Mhm.
might say, "Hindi, sige yung bahay mo malaki naman ang value, sige yan na yung collateral mo," 'no?
Aha.
Fine. But the thing is pa rin, if you borrow beyond your means to repay, may
Mhm.
problema pa rin yun. And remember, this time around, bahay mo na nakasanla. Kukunin yung mortgage ang bahay
Naku.
mo. So, pag hindi ka makabayad, baka instead of a renovated house, wala, nawalan ka ng bahay altogether.
Grabe, oo nga. Dapat talaga 'wag masyadong depende kung kaya mong bayaran, right? It all boils down to planning pa rin. And eto, borrowing money for a child's 7th birthday. Ito, may very special 'to sa mga Pinoy, mga 7th birthday ng anak, eh. So, should you borrow money for that?
Well, nung nag-first birthday anak ko, sabi ko sa asawa ko,
Mhm.
alam mo, 1 year old pa lang siya, eh.
Aha.
So, hindi naman niya ma-enjoy yun. Mag-e-enjoy ikaw, hindi siya.
Okay.
So, nag-celebrate kami ng second birthday. So, pagdating ng seventh birthday, baka hindi pa rin niya ma-enjoy. 8th birthday na lang. Now, the point is that it's not even in our culture. Wala sa kultura natin magse-celebrate ng 1st, 7th, even
Ah,
18th for that matter. Parang Western ata yan eh.
okay.
So, kung nakikibagay ka lang, again, then make sure nga na kaya mo.
Okay,
Kaya
may
mo.
decision ka. Oo,
Remember,
kasi
wala,
mm,
hindi mo pwedeng expect na yung mga regalo enough para mabayaran yung gastos. No? Anak mo hindi naman kakasal. Tsaka even if kakasal siya,
aha.
yung pera kanya, hindi sa'yo.
Sabagay. And oo nga kasi parang napansin ko ngayon sa social media yung mga kaibigan ko na nagkakaanak na parang every month may celebration yung first year tapos alam mo yun parang madalas siya. Ewan ko ayoko namang ano yun pero I would assume na they are doing it na it's not because of borrowed money yung ginamit nila for that. So hopefully ganun nga yung
Well,
situation.
even if it's, remember, as I said, we don't command all of the resources in the
Mhm,
world.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
So even if it's not borrowed money, pero it's money that could have been saved for something long term,
Mhm.
education ng bata, bili ng bahay, bili
Mm,
ng kotse, retirement, or whatever, no? Lagi natin isipin may trade-off yan.
mhm.
Ay, di ba? Couples do that. Kung gagastos tayo sa 7th birthday, itong magagastos natin, say 50, 100,000, pero pwede na nating tabi yun sa kuwan. Sa pag-aaral anak natin para in the future hindi tayo mag-aalala.
Yun,
Okay. So
tama.
maybe yung trade-offs na yan pag-usapan ng mag-asawa before they
Mhm.
take a dive, no?
Yes.
And then if they still say, kaya naman, bahala kayo. Pero nakakatulong yung pag-iisipan muna, saan natin pwede pang gamitin yung pera?
Grabe, oo nga 'no. Dapat think long term sa mga ganitong situation. And ito coach, um, nasaan na ba yung listahan ko ito? So upgrading your tools. Ayan, sa business mo si Mang Emong, 'di ba? Magaling na siyang filmmaker kasi. Kailangan niya mag-upgrade para sa mga camera sa lenses niya. Baka kakapusin siya. So hihiram siya kunyari sa bangko or what for money. Would that be a good idea pagdating sa
Well,
ganong klase ng
mangyayamong,
business?
okay lang yun basta tingin mo yung kikitain mo can more than offset the cost. Again, andun na naman tayo eh.
Mm.
Sa template natin talaga is planning.
Yes.
Figure it out. Figure it out kung long term makakabawi pa. Kasi I understand technology ng photography mabilis din.
Aha.
Mas mabilis siyempre yung computers mismo.
Yes,
Pero
oo.
di ba, for example, there was one time, biglang palit from analog to digital yung mga cameras.
Mm.
Wala na yung Kodak film. Ano,
Tama.
so, ang mga photographer talaga nagpalit. Nagpalit. Okay? And you have to. You have to.
Okey.
Although, wag itapon yung dati. Kasi ngayon, mahal na daw yung mga analog.
Oo nga, parang antique na yung kanilang mga,
Oo,
ah, values. Oo.
parang yung mga long playing records, mas binavalue ngayon,
Hmm. So
'di
nga
ba?
'no, maganda rin palang i-keep yung mga luma kasi yung iba ako naman sinasabi ko kung mag-upgrade ka, edi ibenta mo na yung isa para hindi ka natatambakan ng mga gamit. Kasi ayoko rin ako personally na napakarami kong gamit sa bahay na hindi ko naman talaga siya nayu-utilize. So might as well sell it and then if I need to upgrade then that's the time. Para konti lang yung gamit na
Puwede
mini-maintain ko.
puwede rin 'yun, no?
Okey.
Basta ano lang, ang hirap lang kasi depende kasi 'pag camera, 'pag inamag 'yan wala na rin.
Oo nga, kailangan mo rin alagaan
Kailangan
ano?
inaalagaan mo rin,
Okey,
mine-maintain mo rin. So,
ayan.
there's a cost actually. Yung sabi kong collector's item, may cost din 'yun.
Yeah, I see. So, yun nga. Ito last na 'to, very common to right now. Kasi ang dami mga, overseas Filipinos bumibili ng property. Now ito, 'pag ba, nag-apply ka ng bank loan to finance a rental property, is it something na good debt or would you consider na bad debt?
Oh, again, isipin mo, yung property ba na 'yun ay kailangan mong bilhin kasi gagawa mo ng bahay. Para
Hmm,
tirahan ng pamilya mo pagbalik mo, papagawa ka ng bahay. Or is it something na papamana mo sa anak mo lang?
mhm,
Or is it something na pangnenegosyo mo? If it's going to be for your first home, walang problema yon. Pag bibili
mhm,
ka na ng second home, baka luho na yon. But
hmm,
you decide. No? Kung bibili ka naman para sa anak mo, bakit?
hmm,
Sabi sa Bible, ah ano, a good person leaves inheritance for his children's children. Now, if you read it really well, it doesn't mean pag nag-iwan ka ng inheritance, good ka.
mhm,
It only says pag good ka, it has a side benefit na makakapag-iwan ka ng inheritance. So,
Mm.
hindi nakalagay sa Bible na kailangan ka magpamana. Hindi rin nakalagay sa batas na kailangan ka magpamana, no?
Mhm.
Ang nakalagay sa batas is alagaan mo yung anak mo. Pero pag independent na siya, wala ka ng obligasyon.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
yun pala eh.
Agree.
Now, if it's for business, then again, you compute yung cost benefit analysis natin.
Ah, galing. Yun. So, yun yung mga situational questions na prepare ko for coach. And gusto ko siyang balikan kasi definitely, paulit-ulit to eh. And palaging iba-iba lang yung muka ng mga nagtatanong pero the situation is still the same. And yung next question ko actually is, paano ba talaga coach madi-differentiate si good from bad? Like, sa mga sinagot mo kanina, meron nga siyang template, right? And gusto ko lang ulitin mo sana ano yung mga key differentiation ng good versus bad debt.
Okay. Sa totoo lang, it's not the debt that is good or bad.
Mm.
It's the purpose that you use it for. Because debt inherently is neither good nor bad.
Mhm.
You can use it for, it's like any other tool, ika nga.
Yeah.
No? Even an investment ah, can be bad. Even an investment can be bad. Tulad na nasasabi mong sobrang daming bili ng property. Hindi na pala
Mm.
kaya kasi puro utang naman ang ginawa, pambili. No?
Yeah.
So again, cost-benefit analysis. Yun ang ating pinaka-framework dito. What is the purpose for? For getting the debt. And if that purpose will be able to repay the debt. Now, if hindi mo naman talaga for investment or for the future, but something for current consumption,
Mhm, mhm.
like for example, education ng mga anak, education anak mo is still an investment. Okay?
Mhm.
Kasi it's an investment in them.
Yeah.
Okay? Yan, hindi mo na pwedeng quantify yung balik nun. Kasi yung
Kaya
balik nun sa kanila na, hindi na sa'yo eh. Pero still, it is an investment. It's a good investment.
okay.
Okay? Paggagastos mo pang you know, panood ng sine, credit card mo, gasolina, tapos pagdating ng bill, hindi mo babayaran, i-wire mo lang yung 5% nun, plus
Yung minimum.
interest.
Oo.
Hindi, yun ang ano na. Hindi na magandang purpose mo for borrowing. Kasi
Okay.
snowball na yun. Lalaki
Oo
at
nga.
lalaki.
Doon nalulubog kasi yung interest nagko-compound din kasama nung binabayaran na ano, right? Yung monthly payments or monthly minimum.
Isipin mo na lang, pag sinabi mo, kailangan natin bumili kain sa restaurant, pero may credit limit pa naman ako sa XYZ credit card eh.
Aha.
Okay. Para mo sinabing, pwede tayo umutang kay Aling Maria sa tindahan. Sige, tara na. Ililista lang natin. Ganon din yun.
Oo nga,
Eh
same
gusto mo ba
same.
yun? Isipin mo na lang. Pag binabayaran mo na yung using your credit card, umuutang.
Okay. Para madali kasing gamitin yung card, no, pagka nagpo-purchase. And eto nga yung coach, gusto ko itanong, no, paano kung nandun ka na sa sitwasyon na yun, nalubog ka na sa utang, na puro bad debts yung nangyari sa'yo, paano ba sila, ano yung mga effective ways that you can think of para makaahon sila kaagad?
Okay. Under Philippine law to again, ha?
Okay, okay.
May tinatawag tayong FREA. Parang FREE tapos U, di ba? Free U. Pero actually it's
Ano?
FREA.
Okay.
FRIA, Financial Rehabilitation and Insolvency Act. It's a law that allows individuals and corporation or institution to get out of debt.
Mm.
Focus na lang tayo sa individuals. There are three ways. Number one is suspension of payments. Ibig sabihin nun, punta ka sa korte,
Mhm.
sabihin mo kay judge, alam mo, hindi ko mabayaran eh. Pero, meron naman akong assets. Kailangan nga hindi pa liquid. Kailangan ng time para ma-liquidate ko yon. So, pwede ba just ganito na lang? Ito yung babayaran ko periodically sa lahat ng mga pinagkakautangan ko.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, this free applies to basically yung mga hindi collateralized lenders.
Mhm.
Kasi pag collateralized yung lender mo, sasabihin, i-foreclose ko yung property mo. Okay. For those na hindi collateralized, ang sabi ni Batas, uh, if a majority of the creditors mo na nag-attend dun sa hearing na yun,
Mhm.
okay, agree to your plan and they own 60% of your debt, all in all, approve yan, sabi.
Mm.
But what if wala kang pambayad?
Oo nga.
The next step is voluntary insolvency. Please note, we don't call it bankruptcy in the Philippines,
Ah.
insolvency. Voluntary insolvency is you surrender all of your assets to the court and petition the court. Court, pwede ba ito na lang? Wala na talaga, wala na. Wala na rin akong kita, walang trabaho.
Mhm.
Ito na lang, pakiatado na lang sa mga creditors ko. lalabanan din niya ng creditors. But if the court says, okay yan, wala na kayo asahang creditor, ha? Pumayag na
Mm.
kayo. Di okay na. Okay. Kaya lang, syempre, may kaso ka na, may record ka na. And then, yung pangatlo naman is involuntary insolvency. Yung mga creditors mo ang magpa-file ng case against you, maybe kasi flight risk ka. Sasabihin
Mhm.
nila, Judge, pwede ba pasa ka na ng order, magbaba ka na ng order na i-garnish na natin yung assets niya kasi tatakbo yan eh.
Mm.
May trabaho sa Middle East. Pag alis yan, di na babalik dito. Okay. O, i-garnish na natin lahat ng assets niya. Okay. So, yun yung third. Now, please note, the three stepstone are according to the laws of man. Pero
Mm.
may isang mas maganda,
Gusto
which
ko
is
yan.
the law according to God.
Mm.
Saan mo makikita yun? Di sa Matthew 5:25. Basahin nyo, anong sabi?
Wow.
Bago ka pumunta doon
Mhm.
sa judge, kausapin mo muna yung pinagkakautangan mo para mag-ayos na kayo. Kasi pag hindi, naku, papakulong ka niya, hindi ka papakawala hanggang na bayaran mo lahat.
Mm.
Okay? So, that in layman's term, all that means is out of court settlement. And that's what we do sa Yaman Coach. No? We have a program called Enrich Good, Getting Out of Debt, na we give advice for free to help people,
Wow.
help them in negotiating with their lenders. Of course, only the licensed lenders,
Mm.
especially yung credit card. Kasi sa Pilipinas, may regulation si Central Bank. Kapag ang utang sa credit card ay more than 6 months past due na, bangko, i-write off mo na yan. At that point, pag na-write off na yon, si bangko, syempre, loss na yon eh.
Mm.
Pero pag may nakolekta siya, kahit magkano, income ulit. So, it will it will be willing to negotiate. And we've actually helped people negotiate discounts
Mm.
as much as 80%
Wow.
discount on the debt.
Taas.
80%. Kasi nga, written off na eh. So, pahig na ba ako kahit ano? Even if through the collector, papayag na rin yun. And the
Wow.
amounts are anywhere from, yung isa 72,000 utang, 9.5 na lang binabayad. Yung isa 1.5 million utang, 50% binigay, di 750,000 na lang.
Mm.
So, just some of the ways na pwede. And then, kung wala pang pera, we'll try to get third-party financing, pero wag na yon. Ito muna,
Interesting naman.
ina-advise lang natin sila. This is our walang strings attached corporate social responsibility to help people get out of debt.
Wow, ang galing nun, Parang dun sa tips na binigay mo, coach, yung dulo yung pinakamaganda, yung settle amicably and seek the help of yan, Coach Efren Cruz of PFA, Personal
Ah,
Finance Advisors
Coach
Group.
Jay, kaya, he's a yaman coach.
Ayaw
Tanungin mo
talaga.
rin siya. Andyan na siya sa UAE.
Oo,
Kaya tanungin.
meron din mga clients dito who are in debt pero more on ang laki din eh. And sabi ko, bayaran niyo na lang ako kapag ang bayad niyo sa akin is yung pag-ahon niyo sa utang, yun na lang siguro. Kasi
Eh,
talagang ang hirap din eh kasi alam mo yun, parang ang dami ng problema sa mundo dahil may utang pa and isa ito sa mga talagang nagpapabagal sa pag-unlad natin bilang individual, 'di ba? And as a country na rin as well. So, grabe kaya
oh, by
yun.
the way,
Mhm.
Coach Jay, by the way, ang dami ko nababasang stories na even sa UAE,
Mm.
nabibigyan ng malaking discount ng mga may
Yes.
utang.
Meron ditong gumagawa nun na Filipino, si Attorney Barney. Ayan, siya ang kilala dito na magaling makipag-negotiate with the banks in terms of
Yes.
debts. So
So,
yon.
and this is very important, Coach Che, kasi
Mhm.
yung mga lumalapit sa atin, many of them nagte-text. Anak ko nakalagay sa dulo ng text, gusto ko na magpakamatay.
Oh.
And I'm serious, ha? Suicidal na sila. Kaya nga yung kami ni Coach Che, sa mga nakikinig, nanonood po, no?
Mm.
Sapat na sa amin, papigilan namin.
Oo nga.
Grabe naman yun. So, and sila naman, they just want to hear some comforting words na may pag-asa sila.
Mhm.
And that's what we do. That's what we do. May
Yeah.
mga paraan.
Exactly. And yun, merong mga taong tutulong talaga sa inyo. If
Meron.
talagang wala ka
Meron.
ng you think you're a hopeless case, meron pa rin pag-asa. And ito, coach, kanina we've talked about a lot more on planning para makaiwas sa bad debts. Pero in addition to that, meron ka ba bang idadagdag para makaiwas talaga, kasi I always believe na prevention is better than cure. And mahirap
Yes.
pag nandun ka na sa sitwasyon na yun, hirap na makaahon. So paano makaka-avoid sa bad debts in addition to better planning?
Let your mind, let your heart lead you.
Okay.
Kasi, alam mo, nadadala tayo sa emosyon lagi.
Mm.
Lalo na 'pag kunyari yung mamimili tayo, usong-uso ngayon yung sakit kasabay ng COVID may bagong sakit ngayon yung
Yeah.
ATC,
Ano yung ATC?
add to cart. Napakatindi nung sakit na 'yan.
ATCD, add to cart disease.
Tapos susundan ng checkout.
Oo, ang ay naku coach, ikaw talaga ang dami mong baon 'no sa mga ganyan. Okay. So ito, so 'yan, yung ATC na 'yan is definitely a thing lalo na ngayong pandemic. And kanina na-mention mo na 'no yung mga good debts that turn into bad debt, and na-mention mo nga rin na yung over leveraging in terms of borrowing pagdating sa properties. Meron pa bang mga good debts na eventually nagiging bad debt in addition to that?
Again kung yung purpose na ginamit yung debt, tama naman.
Mhm.
The only one, it's hard to say na magiging bad debt siya. Only time magiging bad debt, and sometimes it cannot be avoided, is if situations turn against you. If
Mhm.
the events turn against you. Like for example nga, pandemic, no?
Mm.
Nagplano ka naman, maayos naman, kaso dumating yung pandemic, nagsarado yung negosyo, paano na? Okay.
Mhm.
Ah, Pwede pa rin gawan ng paraan yan, pero medyo mahirap na. Mahirap. Kailangan tulong ng iba, and that help actually will initially come from your creditors by asking them,
Mm.
pwede bang palukit?
Okay. So, talagang may mga bagay na kahit pagplanuhan mo, hindi mo maiwasan. And babalik tayo
Yes,
dun sa pagkikipag-settle amicably or pagkikipag-usap ng maayos sa iyong creditors. So ito naman, kanina we've talked about, we always talked about itong business debt. Pero ano bang best strategy pag humiram ka ng pera for a business? Mga ilang percent ba lang dapat yung sarili mong pera versus sa hinihiram mo?
mahirap sabihin yun. Really depends on
Mm.
pag nilatag mo na yung numbers eh.
Okay.
We all want that eh. Ano ba yung hard and fast rule? Pero the
Mm.
thing is with the hard and fast rule, pag ginamit mo yung sobra, baka hindi applicable yun sa negosyo mo. Some
Mm.
businesses okay lang yung high leverage, some hindi eh.
Okay.
So, I would not venture into parang a hard and fast rule doon. Ang sinasabi ko lang, I wanted to say it kanina rin, connected naman, naglagay ng allowance. Just
Okay.
in case things go wrong, naglagay ng allowance.
Okay. But what about naman ito sa personal finance? How much debt should a person carry sa personal na aspeto ng buhay? Not technically business finance but personal finance.
So, personal finance, ah, ma ma matatanggap pa natin na umutang para sa bahay, maybe
Uh-huh.
even sa kotse, because
Mhm.
these things are now necessities naman talaga.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. Ah, pero uutang kasi babiyahe abroad kasi gusto mag-celebrate with the family,
Mhm.
or may rene-revolve na utang kasi una ginamit
Oo
sa
nga.
restaurant, nasarapan, kumain ulit, hindi pa nababayaran yung dati, sabi next time na lang. Yun hindi maganda. Transactor ka sa credit card, not
Yeah.
revolver dapat.
Okay. May certain percentage ba para at least magkaroon pa rin ng time or allocation to invest, save, and other important part ng pag-spend?
Again, yung rules of thumb, mahirap na. Some financial planners say, pag may utang ka, yung amortization mo should not amount to more than, yung lahat ng utang mo, should not amount to more than 36% of your gross monthly pay.
Okay.
Pero yan ay American concept yan eh. Just like sinasabi nila na pag ikaw empleyado, 3 months ka lang dapat na may emergency
Emergency
fund,
fund,
pag
yeah.
negosyante, 6, no? That was created during the time na madaling makahanap ng bagong trabaho,
Hmm.
or madaling maka-bounce back sa negosyo. But matagal na yung rule of thumb na yan. Nung tumama
Mm.
yung global financial crisis, hindi mo na pwedeng gamitin yung mga rules na yan.
Mhm.
Especially now din sa pandemic, hindi mo pwedeng gamitin yung rules na yan. And the volatility in our economies is here to stay.
Mhm.
Babalik at babalik yan. Na nung nagka-Asian financial crisis, sabi natin, o namin noon, no? Siguro ito na yun. Nagka-global financial crisis,
Uh-huh.
siguro ito na yun. Nagka-pandemic na naman.
Hindi
Who
pa pala.
knows? Who knows?
Oo nga. So,
So,
s-
there's no, again, no hard and fast rule.
okay. And as much as possible, wag ka mag-carry ng bad debt. Siguro na lang ganun. And again, babalik pa rin tayo sa proper planning.
Yes.
Okay.
Use debt
Eto.
for a proper purpose. Yeah.
O yun, proper planning with proper purpose. Yun, gusto ko yun. Basta usapang purpose, gustong-gusto ko yan. And eto coach, my last question for this particular topic. No? Sa tingin mo ba, will it be good for everyone who just pay in cash? And what if everyone has zero debt? Ano kayang tsura ng bansa natin or ng buong mundo? Although I know that the world operates with debt as part of the economy or what. Pero just ano lang, just wishful thinking for me. What would that world look like?
Uh, well, I don't really know how it look like, pero mahirapan tayo mag-expand, in a at a pace na ginangyari in the past.
Mm.
Okay. Kasi for example, uh, not all of us can be bosses. May
Mhm.
mga leaders, tas may mga followers, no? So, in the same way, may mga magko-command ng pera, kasi sila may mas acumen para palaguin yung lalo pag-invest and all of that. Sometimes yung kino-command nila kulang pa, so they need to borrow. That's very evident. Even the biggest group of companies here in the Philippines, say SM Group, they also borrow. Okay, so we need to borrow because nobody commands all of the resources in the world. So kailangan umutang. So yung parang ipupuno mo lang bibigyan mo yung pera sa may kaya, sila magpapalago. Anyway, pag lumago sila, mag-employ din naman niya, iba mahahatak, yaman din lahat. No?
Mm.
Kasi kung lahat tayo pare-parehong binigyan ng pera, baka hindi masyadong mabilis ang pace ng growth. Yun lang.
Okay. So talagang it will still boil down sa proper management ng debt. Paano siya gagamitin. And if it will be
Yes.
planned for and has the right purpose, then most definitely magiging maayos pa rin yung kakalabasan, hopefully. Okay, may mga ganong scenarios. So coach,
Okay.
maraming salamat sa iyong
Efficient and effective.
efficient and effective. Yes. And coach, maraming salamat sa mga insights na shinare mo today. And saan ka ba namin makakausap or makakokontak or ano ba ang bago sa PFA or definitely paano ba yung mga tao na makikinig dito or mapapanood tong video natin would want to try yung service ng Enrich Good or Get Out of Debt, paano nila yon ma-access?
Well, ganito. Kasi dahil sa kay Yaman Coach, okay, sa lahat ng yung YouTube viewers, from the time they watch this, will become our BFF.
Yun.
Ano yung BFF? Diba? Best friends forever.
Yun.
So, anong gagawin nila? Anong gagawin nila? Ang kailangan na lang is to ask a friend. Ask a friend.
Yun.
Ask a friend, ask a friend. Saan nila makikita yon? Well, dun sa website nating personalfinance.ph, meron na dong form. They can click it, they can send in the question. Andun na rin yung mobile number for those in Manila or even abroad. Pwede nyo gamitin naman yung WhatsApp or Viber or Viber. Magpadala lang kayo ng message. And we will reply kaagad. Either me or one of the Yaman coaches will reply to you. Or you can even contact si Coach J and siya mismo sasagot sa inyo. He's part of the Ask a Friend, Ask a Friend.
Yun. So, i-check nyo lang ang personalfinance.ph and doon yung makikita yung form. Or, by the way, if you're gonna listen to this sa aking Pera and Purpose podcast, then you can also, there are links there na ilalagay ko para madali nyo siyang ma-access. Ayun. So coach, maraming salamat ulit. And guys, that wraps our episode for this evening. I hope marami kang natutunan sa mga shinare ni Coach Efren on how you can eliminate bad debts for good. So once again, kasama ko si Coach Efren Llamas Cruz and this is Kuya Jay telling you to prosper with a purpose. See you sa next episode. Bye!